Hey, 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 welcome back to the Top Music Attorney School. We're trying it out. It's usually podcast, but I kind of feel like I should say Top Music Attorney School because that's what we do here. We're teaching you how to master the music business, how to build your own music business, and get to six figures annually. I'm Miss Krystle. Welcome, welcome. We do this live so that you guys can be on the show with me. It's much more fun, but you can also ask questions. So, as always, as you are filing in, please let me know where you're checking in from and what time it is. And then I'll give you a reminder as we go through. If there are any questions, please be sure to drop those as a comment. I see it from multiple platforms. Hello, we are live in all the places. So, where you guys checking in from and how you doing? All right, let me do this. All right, here we go. So today we're excited. We're back. I took a little bit of a break. We have hello, Levi on Facebook. Thanks for checking in. We have news stories and we have updates on stories that we've been following. North Carolina, very nice. Montana, love it, love it, love it. Phoenix, 6 p.m. That's right. I'm in Arizona too, so it is 6 p.m. So we're talking about updates, not just with Chris Rock. Okay, this is a big one. And I know everyone's going to have a thought, which is why I'm so excited to be doing this live. But Chris Rock is going to finally talk about, and he did, in fact, touch on this in kind of like a dry run of the show. But he's doing the thing that I thought he was going to do, which is a Netflix special. And there's an add on to the story. Hey, what's up? There's an add on to this story, and that this is basically like Super Bowl 2.0, and I'm going to explain why. Also, police are searching for Travis Scott because he allegedly punched a man in a New York nightclub. Oh, that one went by really fast. Well, I'm so excited that you guys are here. So, in all the things, let's just do a quick update. How is everyone feeling? What's new? I had a music video release. I don't know if you guys follow me for the music stuff, but I just kind of posted every once in a while on Top Music Attorney socials. But we released Something in the Way, the song, and then we followed it up with the music video. And then it was so cool because YouTube decided to bless us with the algorithm and it got pushed out. And apparently, for those of you who are in Ireland, you really, really like the song, and I'm so happy about that. So anyway, we'll play the video here in a bit. Hey, Kevin, what's up? Are you the one playing my video hundreds of thousands of times? So anyway, we will take a look. Dave, if we need a video editor, actually, I'm always looking for video editors. I love video editors. So I'll tell you what, where should you email? Email me at topmusicattorney@gmail.com if you are an editor and you're interested in getting involved on the team. Why not? All right. And then I kind of have a little, I'm giving myself a challenge on today's live stream. And we always do a segment that's dedicated to helping, educate you guys on how to master the music business. Now I'm changing it because normally I'm like in today's music business tip, but I'm thinking, and what did I write down? In today's, and it's not music business tip, but and now I'm all messing it up. In today's exposing the music business segment, okay? In today's exposing the music business segment, we're going to be talking about should you sign your publishing. Okay, this is a hot topic, and funny enough, I don't think I've ever really covered and addressed the question this way. I talk about publishing in context of just, doing deals and getting your income and making sure you're registered to get all your, revenues. So I'll kind of talk about that, but part of the challenge is going to be that I'm gonna put a time restriction on it because I want these to be like 5-minute power punches of information. You know what I'm saying? So let's get super educated and then we'll get out and get to the fun stuff. So in any case, when we get to it, for those of you who hang on and watch live with me, you'll see how that works out. All right. So in any case, hello, all the new family members who are filing in. What time is it? Where are you checking in from? So I'm going to run the intro. We'll come back. We'll talk about a couple more things. And then, of course, we're going to get into all the things newsy. That Orko will be on the show with us, per usual. And yeah, I'm excited to give you guys some updates. So we'll be right back. Hi, guys. I'm top music attorney, Miss Krystle. I'm an entertainment attorney, public speaker, and creator of the Top Music Attorney School for artists and record labels. I'm the owner of Dukes Up Records, and most importantly, I'm an independent artist. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on those bell notifications so you don't miss my weekly videos giving you my best tips on the music business, industry news updates, and teaching you how to stay legally protected.
Let's go.
What's up, Kevin? All right, I'm going through the chat now. Let me see. Dave, yes, if you wanna touch base in regards to editing, email us at topmusicattorney@gmail. And we'll take a look. Hey, what's up? Good to see ya. Always love my peeps out of the UK. And I know it's very late, but it's earlier here, so maybe it's better for you. I don't know. All right, so in things that are happening and what we're doing, I am just so blessed to have you guys following this channel, and especially for those of you who do the live stream, right? I know you don't always, have lots of questions and you're here just to kind of watch and get the news updates and all that, which is great. I love it that you're here. But feel free to always, as we go through, drop your questions as it relates to your music career or things that are going on in the news. I definitely want to always encourage participation. We also have, I forgot to mention it, but I have a free PDF that has some of my best music business hacks in it. It's a free kind of download thing in the description. I meant to mention it earlier, but in any case, make sure you get that. And then it's one of those, you give me your name, you give me your email to get it, and then you get it right away. But once you are on the email list, you'll get all the updates. I'm kind of emailing you guys a lot. I'm telling you like my life story. You're getting like 5 emails from me a week. So it's a lot of constant little touches to remind you what you're doing to help you towards your goals, because most of you are following this because you're doing something in the music business. You're trying to further your career or you're representing other artists, right? If you run a record label. So regardless of kind of what walk of life you're from, we are here as a community. And with that, being said, I know some people are watching on different platforms other than the actual Top Music Attorney YouTube channel. You're great. I love you. Watch everywhere that you want. That's great. But, feel free to join us here on the actual YouTube channel. We have lots of shorts and things that go out every day. And then as far as just kind of being part of the community, I'm always going to say be here on the actual YouTube channel. But I don't let you guys know as often as I should that I actually do have a exclusive student group on Facebook. And so for those of you who are, a little more serious about your careers and you're working on this every day and it's not really just, a hobby, you've kind of taken that additional step. That's a really good community for you to be in. So free to come and join us there. Just go to Top Music Attorney, search it on Facebook, go to groups, and that's where we'll be. Okay, so I think those are all things. I'm getting more emails in the chat. So if you, again, I'll say it again, if you are an editor and you're interested in doing some editing things, feel free to email me your resume, maybe some examples of work to topmusicattorney@gmail.com. Hey now. All right, so I teased the video. I kind of want to just play it. So this is Something in the Way. This is an original song. I do covers from time to time, but most of my catalog are original songs. This is one of them. And I'm just so happy that the song has been doing so well, and the music video just kind of went wild. I think the first day we hit like almost, I think it was 280,000 views. So it was really, really cool, and it's continuing to do well. So in any case, let's all watch it together. What do you say? I'll be in the chat, and we'll be right back after the video.
Tell myself tonight, I'ma feel the soul tonight. They're just a full like old desires. But whenever you're gone, I just need your company. Need you on your knees. I wanna feel your touch forever. What I want is what you're gonna do. When my fingers down your back and you'll be mine just one more time. Loud, there's sound around. There's sound. something in the way you lay me down. Something in the way you've made better. There's something in the way you make your sound. Something in the way, the way, the way. And when you're kissing me, your lips taste of my passion. You can put your hands on me whenever you want. I just wanna be anywhere you are. I wanna feel your touch forever. What I want is what you're gonna do. When my fingers down your back and you'll be mine just one more time. Loud, the sound. There's something in the way you lay me down. Something in the way you've made better. There's something in the way you make your sound. Something in the way, the way, the way. I came to, I nearly lost my mind to make you lead on the line, lead on the line, lead on the line. There's something in the There's something in the way. There's something in the way you lay me down. Something in the way you've made better. There's something in the way you make your sound. Something in the way, the way, the way.
So if you guys follow me on my Miss Krystle platforms, it's just at Miss Krystle Live on all platforms. But I had shown one of the behind the scenes. So I was doing the choreography for the guy in the suit, right, the onesie, because funny enough, he actually wasn't even a dancer. I just was like, "Hey, will you do this?" on like last minute, and it ended up being perfect. So in any case, I was showing him how to do all the movements in real time, and so I posted a video when we released it showing that. So if you want to check it out, just go see. But in any case, one of the questions might be, why is the music video censored? Right. So the actual song is uncensored. Is that how you say that? Yeah. And so there's a cursey word in the actual song, but we took it out for YouTube, and that was, a business strategy. Just that it's a little more accessible because more people can watch it if they have kids in the room, right? So just stuff like that. Keep it a tiny bit more family friendly, but also we're not going to get dinged for the F word over and over and over. So that's why we did that. I'm so glad that you guys enjoyed the song and video. Thank you for the positive words. Appreciate that. Yeah, there you go. Miss Krystle. Just search Miss Krystle. You'll find me. All right. So I say it's about that time. I need some kind of little like audio cue. Some excitement. We're going into the newsy stories now. We're about to get into it. All right, let's bring in that Orko.
Hey, shout out to the community. Thank you guys so much for being here with us every week. If you're watching on Facebook, because we are broadcasting out to all the different social media platforms, make sure that you are following us over here on YouTube at Top Music Attorney. This is the hub. This is where everything comes out of, and where we want you locked in. How about that music video, huh? Like, I love that song. It's one of my favorite songs that we have done together. I'm just really excited just how well it's been doing, and your marketing stuff that you've been doing and all the different TikTok videos and other little reels and just different photos and things that go along. Talk about some of your process leading up to the promotion, because the video is doing well and the song is doing well on Spotify. So
Yeah, so as far as just kind of leading up to it, my method to madness is just knowing that to promote anything effectively as a record label, as an independent artist, you have to be touching it, right? You have to be reminding your audience of it like once a day, if not even more. And so, for example, having the editor put together a bunch of clips from the music video and having like 8 of those ready to go is helpful, because then when the video comes out or thereafter, you can post it, and that's good kind of filler content. But then having a lot of different things that you do just using this song, okay? And so, we need a little refresh. All right, I'm gonna have you hold it.
Yeah, real quick. But yeah, if you guys haven't yet, make sure that you are following Miss Krystle on Spotify. Add her to your playlists. Share the song out. So, like, the song is also, if you wanted to use that song in your stories and different things like that, you can do that. It's available as a sound as well.
Yeah. I don't know if you were just mentioning that we have the EP coming out tomorrow.
Oh, nope. I was waiting for you to come back.
Yeah, guys. So we actually have the EP version of Something in the Way coming out tomorrow, and that's going to be the original song, the instrumental, pitched
Which is
versions, a
which
clean
is
version.
which is really exciting, because this is the first time for me as a producer that I'm releasing one of the instrumentals from the track. So usually,
That's true.
I usually don't ever or we don't ever release the instrumental versions of them, because I don't know, I just never really did. It felt weird. But it's pretty exciting because I'm actually releasing the instrumental version. So if you just wanted to listen to my production, you can just listen to that. That's pretty exciting. But also, to go piggyback more on the marketing stuff, she was talking about some of the other versions. So we did kind of like an untraditional remixes. So we're kind of, following kind of the trend a little bit. You're seeing a lot of sped up versions or pitched versions of the songs. And it's just really great, because that is a real easy way to make a remix, without having to have somebody make a remix, without having to pay anything. I mean, you can just take care of that sped up version yourself. And or if you want to get like the slow versions, or the super reverbed out ones, there's a lot of things that you can do real easy to the tracks. And just think about those versions when you are doing your marketing for your reels and for your TikToks, because usually the pitches and stuff like that, and those are the things that you're kind of hearing of versions a lot of times for trends.
Very good suggestion. Yeah, agreed. All right, what do you say we move into some stories?
Let's do it.
All right. So I'm going to talk about the Travis Scott one.
Okay.
And hopefully I got all my notes, and we're just gonna kind of cruise
Let's
with
do
it. All right. So the police are searching for Travis Scott after he allegedly punched a sound engineer at a New York nightclub that he was DJing at. So he's DJing. The sound engineer allegedly was like trying to tell him, hey, you need to turn down the music. It's way too loud. And there's some video that TMZ posted. So we're going to watch the video. We're also going to watch the follow-up from the sound engineer. He was in the hospital. He explained what happened. And so what I would like to do from this is kind of gauge credibility based on what we actually have, right? The evidence as portrayed on TMZ. And then I would like to get your guys' feedback. So let's pull this on. Oh, I refreshed. So let me just share my screen again. All right, there we go. So let's start with the actual footage that TMZ has obtained as of now, okay, showing what happened. All right, so he just pushed. This was the sound engineer. He pushed away. Immediate replay. So sound engineer pushes him away. Back the front door up. That's not what he said. He said a cursey word. Okay, so this is the interaction that we have, okay? And what's important here is what we just saw, right? So, I mean, did we see a big altercation? Did we see a fist fight? No.
Well,
But
I
of
just
course, this
like
could be at a different point that it occurred in the evening.
I like that Travis Scott's wearing the Onyx back the fuck up shirt while he's telling the sound guy to back the fuck up. I think that was kind of fun in itself.
Ah. All right.
90s hip hop.
So then we're going to go and we're going to see what the actual sound engineer had to say, because Fox, and let me see which one this was. I think it was like Fox 10. Oh, Fox 5. All right. So identifying himself only as Mark, the engineer spoke with Fox 5 News from his hospital bed after the alleged assault at Club Nubella. And this was Wednesday morning. All right. So let's see what he had to say.
I was trying to tell him to lower it so he so it sounded good for the performance, but he just stuck his middle finger in my face. So I lowered the monitor a little bit so I could talk to him, and that's when he ran around the speaker and attacked me. Obviously, my neck is up.
Your neck, your arm? What's happening with your arm?
My arm is tingling. I have pins and needles going down it.
I like how the guy interviewing him is prompting him. He's like, "Oh, remember you said your arm's all messed up?"
Terrible.
Okay, now let's play both sides of this, right?
All
So
right.
my first question is, if Fox News is there doing an interview, who called them? Right? So usually they're not just waiting like, "Oh my goodness, Travis Scott did something, we must report on it." Someone called them. And so I'm just curious whether the sound engineer called them. And of course, at some point he agreed to actually do that interview. That does not mean one way or another
Right.
that, he brought it on himself or what happened to him, or if it did happen. We don't know, but it's notable nonetheless.
Right. No, I think this is one of those cases where the video kind of helps and hurts you at the same time. Because like in it, you could see, like, from what I was looking at, let me tell you something. When you're DJing, don't come up to the DJ booth under any circumstances and turn anything down. Don't touch anybody's equipment. Don't touch the DJ's stuff. I don't care
Even
if
if
you
you're
are
the sound engineer.
Doesn't
isn't
matter.
it your job to make sure levels are
It
proportional?
doesn't matter. He could be doing whatever he needs to do from the front of house. He doesn't need to
Okay.
be on his decks touching his first. Don't touch my stuff. Second of all, I did not see him. When I play guitar on stage, I've never had a sound, my sound guy come up and just turn down my amp. He'll let me know to turn it down or whatever. And whatever, if he can't get a hold of me or whatever, he'll turn it down the front. I don't know. Don't touch my stuff. But I will say that from the video, looked like looked like he just kind of didn't even really push him, just kind of like, dude, like, back up off my stuff. I didn't see really anything aggressive. But obviously it's not the whole altercation. And then
Well, no, so you have an entire night. There's an entire set that Travis is doing. So obviously there could have been a different time from what the sound engineer described. He's like, Travis stuck his middle finger at me and then came around the speaker. So he's describing something that actually did not happen in the video that we saw.
They gotta
Doesn't
have.
mean it didn't happen at a different time.
I'm sure in the club they probably have some kind of security camera systems or something. Maybe there'll be some other footage that's released later. I don't know, because that's just one angle, but I didn't see that. And I mean, for somebody that was really hurt, I didn't really see any marks on him. Now, it could have been the other side of his face where he got hit, and
and he was wearing a mask too, right? So to the extent you get clocked in the face, or let's say the jaw, we couldn't actually see it. But okay, so setting that all aside, what are we talking about here, right? Because, well, you kind of talked about provocation. Basically, don't mess with my equipment. What did you expect to happen? Now, from a legal standpoint, if we're representing the sound engineer,
I'm not saying a fight or anything it shouldn't happen. I'm just saying, you don't just go and touch other people's equipment. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, his
no, and that's fair, but we're talking about
videos,
potential assault and battery, right? So to the extent Travis Scott did in fact punch him in the face, how can we argue for Travis? Well, one argument can be, we've talked about defense of your person, someone else that you're defending, or defense of your property. We've talked about instances where someone trespasses on your property. You have a right to shoot them if necessary to defend your property. So, does he have an argument? This was defensive property because this guy was getting into space and touching his equipment. I don't know. I would need to see more video, but that's kind of how you would look at this from either side from a legal analysis.
Yeah, I'm curious if there's I mean, there's plenty of people in the club, and if there's one thing that's out when a DJ is, on the decks, it's the crowd with their phones filming the DJ. So I'm waiting for just somebody else to have the angle of something were to happen of the actual physical encounter. We'll see what happens from Travis Scott. I mean, I don't know if I haven't heard anything from him, but I don't know. From what I saw on the tape, his back the fuck up response was pretty accurate. Get off
So
my stuff.
after Travis's had his meltdown in the DJ booth, as TMZ is describing it, he purportedly attacked the sound engineer, and the sound engineer suffered $12,000 in damages. Now, guys, again, to the extent there's actual legal liability here, we say, okay, what were your damages? Well, we saw he was in the hospital, right? So whether he has insurance or he had to copay or whatever, they're now assigning this $12,000 in damages, which may or may not be his medical expenses. Again, we didn't see anything that had actually, happened on his face, but it doesn't mean he wasn't punched, right? So now there has been an update. A source close to Travis Scott tells TMZ, as anyone, quote, as anyone with common sense can see, the video that shows Travis DJing in Nebula proves that the incident was nothing. All it shows was Travis's performance was disrupted by someone aggressively in his personal space. It's a complete and utter joke. Okay, if that's the video of what happened. But again, there was an entire evening, they were both there, and obviously there was probably another interaction.
And they're saying that there was like damage to like the walls or something of the club, or he did some other damage to the club or something like that. They look like there was damage somewhere, but I don't know much more. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think actually his shirt was pretty cool.
Yeah, so let's look one more time. We're gonna look one more time. Let's try to examine his face through the mask. Maybe mask was like a protocol. So here, if you want to mute yourself, and then let's just take a look here. We'll mute him too. All right, so he's saying, I guess he's having a hard time. He can't move his neck. I mean, it could have been on the other side of the face. We do see this in much exposure. Typically, if someone clocked you, I'd imagine it'd be maybe here. So we're not really seeing anything. But again, it doesn't mean it didn't happen. We're just kind of curious about some of these details.
Yeah, I'm not saying that didn't happen behind the scenes. I'm saying I saw the response on the video. Everything I saw on the video seemed kind of reasonable to me. Yeah, I mean, it's an aggressive move. It's an aggressive move when you go and you touch somebody's stuff and you're like turning down their stuff, or I don't know. It's a very aggressive move. I don't like it.
Yes.
I'm not even like a big Travis Scott fan, so don't think I'm just trying to defend Travis Scott or anything like that. I just don't like it.
Don't touch other people's equipment, but also you shouldn't go and clock people in the face if that's what happened because they touched your stuff, unless you were defending your property. All right, let's move on, because this for me, all right, I got to give you the title and we're going to get into it. I have all my notes everywhere, and I got to make sure I do a good job with this. Chris Rock says, hell yeah, will slap hurt. So he's finally opening up about the slap. We've all been wondering, when would this happen? And I predicted that he would do a Netflix special. And in fact, that's exactly what he's going to be doing March 4th. And this is amazing, not just for what it is and the fact that we're all going to be glued to the TV. And I think we probably should live stream this and talk about it as it happens. But it's like Super Bowl 2.0, and we'll talk about why. It's like one of the first, rollouts of Netflix. They're doing it live. And I'll tell you the time zones so we can all watch it together, but they're doing a pre-show. They're doing a post-show. This thing is out of control. But let's talk about it substantively for a second. So Chris Rock finally ready to talk about the infamous Oscar slap, and he'll address it during the live stream. Now, how much he gets into it, I don't know. That's what's going to get us all there. We're all going to be watching to see what he has to say. And, I just hope it's not like one line, and then he moves on. But
either way, I'm stoked for a Chris Rock special, whether or not, he was talking about this or not, I'm stoked. He's one of the funniest guys on the planet, no question about it. And we have been following this story obviously since it broke. I remember when the story broke, we were watching kind of like in real time, and then we went and took care of that right away. Like we got everything set up. It was like super late night, and we did our broadcast.
No, it was just
um
so unexpected. We shared a lot of people's sentiment of like either was it really inappropriate? Was it justified because Will seemed to be coming to the defense of his wife? And then we just, just go down the rabbit hole from there, regardless of whether you're a fan or not, just kind of looking at it. Is it
Sure.
appropriate? And then also, was it legal? Obviously not. But he wasn't dragged off in handcuffs because, as we
He
thought,
Will Smith.
perhaps he's Will Smith.
And I mean, it's so I mean, if you we have a playlist, I'm sure we'll put in the description somewhere if you were curious to our thoughts as we were covering this. We have plenty of videos on the topic. But Will Smith has been doing his thing. I mean, he's been got a award for emancipation. That's been doing really well for him. We
And
got I am
just a few days ago, he
Yeah,
accepted this award on Wednesday. So it's kind of he's accepting his first kind of award following this
not the
big
Oscars.
international blow up, and now we finally know that Chris is going to be talking about this. And
Mm.
so Chris had said, of course, the main thing here, did it hurt? Yes, it hurt. He goes, Will, played Muhammad Ali. I played Pookie, referring to each of their respective roles in Ali and
Ali in
then
New Jack City. Yeah,
New Jack City.
like Chris Rock in New Jack City. New Jack City is one of my favorite movies of all time. I mean, it's like an all-star cast. You got Ice-T. I mean, it is so good. But we got, Will Smith is doing the I Am Legend 2 that's coming out with Michael B. Jordan. I don't know if Alice Braga from Queen of the South is going to be in it. I don't think they've announced if she's going to be returning to that, but I mean, everybody's clearly moving on. I'm excited though to see what Chris Rock says. I think that it's going to be an hilarious special, regardless of just that. That will be just a very small part of it. And I'm excited to see more of these things that Netflix is doing with more live entertainment. There seems to be a lot of opportunity there.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. All right, so my understanding is this is the second special that Chris Rock is doing with Netflix, which was just shocking for me to read. I'm like, how is that even the case? But okay. So this is the second special that he's doing. And I think this one's called Selective Outrage, or was that the first one?
No,
Comedy
I think
Special
that's
Selective Outrage. Yeah. So it's March 4th, and then let me talk about the time zone. So it's at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay, so again, we'll definitely be watching this, but they have this whole pre-show planned as well as the after show. And there's just a massive number of celebrities that are involved with this. Let me find the quick list so we can go through this. All right, so with the pre-show, it's the show before the show. It's hosted by Ronnie Chang and features Leslie Jones, right? SNL, John Cold, Grownish, Amy Schumer, of course, everyone knows, Cedric the Entertainer, Ice-T, Jerry Seinfeld, I mean, Sarah Silverman. I mean, like, everyone's going to be there. And then they'll have the after show as well. And I think this one, it's led by SNL alumni David Spade and Dana Carvey. So
very
anyway,
exciting.
this is very interesting to me, right? So just kind of as a spectator of what Netflix is trying to do to actually make this a live event. And then my question is it going to be available for streaming after the live event? I would think so.
I would
But
imagine so.
I mean, they're probably doing this as a push to try to get people to subscribe to be on the platform, right? One way or another, they're going to watch it. But we have this opportunity to do it live. So I don't know. For some reason,
I'm trying to take a look
cool.
at it live. I'm trying to take a look at it as it happens. So
yeah. Yeah, so anyway, maybe we'll do a live stream and do a lawyer reacts live. I don't know if we can figure that out. Netflix is very they don't like it when you react to their stuff.
that's true, but there are ways.
Yeah, so anyway, we'll be watching March 4th, Chris Rock. Can't
Let's
wait.
go.
Hey. Okay, so with that being said, any other news stories that we should jump into just because we're here?
I mean, there's little things going on here and there, but I think just the big news is really just this Chris Rock special and your new music video that's out, Something in the Way. I think that we should be playing that at the end of the show as well. So if you missed it the first time, if you're just joining us, you'll get a second opportunity because it's that good. So we're going to go ahead and push it and just, for everyone that's watching, make sure that you are dropping all your comments and questions, like even if you're watching this on a replay, so we can cover more things and just kind of what you'd like to see more on the show, more of things that are going on there. And, let us know what you are doing this week to work on your career, what you're doing for different kinds of promotion for yourself, what you're trying. You're always should be working towards creating new kinds of content and looking for new ways to break your music out. Yeah, I'm excited. All right,
All right,
guys.
very good. Thank you, that Ork, for joining us. All right, guys. So the time has come. I'm going to be doing my tip here, and I'm going to try to keep this to about 5 minutes. Okay. I'm really nervous because now I'm putting a time constraint on it, but I want this to be a power packed puff girl. Just kidding. I want this to be fabulous. Oh, I got to move the glass, my producer says. All right. Sorry. So sorry. All right, so who's with me? Give me a fire emoji in the comments if you're excited for 5 minutes and you think I can do it. You have hope and belief in my ability to shut up after 5 minutes. You got this. All right, thank you. Thank you. That's all I needed. I feel great about myself now. How's the hair? All right. let me pull on my notes here. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate that. So I kind of wanted to do this similar to how I do student huddles. Okay, so once a week for people who are learning about the music business directly with me, we do student huddles. And so I was like, I should kind of make this like a student huddle. And I'm going to show you, oh, you guys are so nice. Thank you for the fire emojis. Oh, you make me feel so good about myself. All right, so let's do it. In today's segment on exposing the music industry, the question is, should you sign your publishing? All right. So let's bring on our little outline, and we're going to start with what is publishing? Okay. So when it comes to publishing, we're talking about the income from the compositions. Quick refresher, we have composition, meaning you write a song, there's chords, there's lyrics, right? There's melodies. That in itself is the composition. You have a song. Once you go and actually record it, it is a sound recording. So now you have the final recorded version of the song. So that's why people are like, there's two sides of a song copyright. That's what they're talking about. And each side of the song makes money for different reasons. So when we're talking about publishing, we're talking about the composition, which is over here. Okay. And when we, for example, think of great artists like Taylor Swift, who had all these legal problems and battles with all kinds of, entities, including her record labels, and being upset because they own the masters. Again, the masters, the recorded version. But what typically happens is that most artists do retain their publishing. Okay, so even though they lose all of this, okay, they have no say in what happens with the final recorded versions, they sign the agreements, they still retain the publishing. And there's a few benefits to that, right? One of the benefits is that you're going to be able to sell potentially your publishing later on. Okay. And we even talked about this recently. We had Justin Bieber, we had Dr. Dre, and both of them sold their respective catalogs for an estimated $200 million. And when we say catalogs, we're talking again about their publishing. So that's really cool. And that's super exciting. Okay. Oh, we got to refresh. We having audio issues? All right, I'm gonna rely on my producer on this. Let me refresh. All right, we're back. Checking 1 2 1 2. Hopefully that's better. So I'm gonna start over, guys. This is what happens when I'm recording these on my own and I mess something up and I'm like, it's terrible. Let's just start over. So we're gonna do that so that my editor can have the best of the best. So here we go. 6:40. Let's see if we can keep it into 5 minutes. In today's segment on exposing the music industry, the question is, should you sign your publishing? So, quick refresher, when it comes to publishing, what are we talking about? We're talking about the composition side of your song. When you make a song, you have chords, lyrics, melodies, that's the composition. As soon as you record it, that's the master, that's the sound recording. Typically, when you do record label deals, the label's going to come in, take ownership of the sound recording, That's gone. You no longer own it, but you still own your composition, right? So therefore, you own your publishing. All right. So the reason why we care and we're excited about publishing and we're talking about this today is because one of the benefits of retaining ownership in your publishing is that you can sell it later on if you want to. And we know Justin Bieber, Dr. Dre, they just recently sold their publishing rights and their share of the catalog that they had, for an estimated $200 million each. Okay, so obviously there's a lot of money just with the publishing rights. But we also know with artists like Taylor Swift, she is re-recording her albums because in a lot of the standard contracts with record labels, it says you will not be able to re-record your music because, again, if you own the song, you can make new versions of that song. Okay, and that is, for example, what Taylor Swift has done. All right, so the question was, when we go and we're signing, and in fact, let me show you my actual outline here. All right, so part one, what is publishing? We just went over that. Part two, what does a publisher do? Typically, the tasks are going to include the publisher is going to help to promote the artist's song. The publisher is also going to help with licensing. So we talk about sync licensing, which is syncing the music to film. Okay, so film, television, ads, and other media. And we have spent a lot of time on this channel discussing ways to get your music into TV and film, to get them into Netflix shows, because that's how you can make some great money. But if you have a great publisher that has relationships that can get sync placements for you, fantastic. So that's one of the benefits and why sometimes we're interested in doing these deals. Also, the publisher is going to monitor your song usage. Okay, so meaning they're going to help to collect public performance royalties. So you're like, oh, I'm not doing that. Maybe you are. If you're not doing it, I'm going to still teach you how to do it by the end of this video, even if you don't have a publisher. But those are the sexy things about potentially working with a publisher and what they're going to do for you. So then let's talk about publishing deals. So there are exclusive and non-exclusive publishing deals. Exclusive publishing deals are when you are signed to the publisher exclusively. You can only work with that publisher, and usually it's for a pretty decent amount of time. It might be 2 years, it might be 5 years. I think 4 or 5 is a little more common. But if it's exclusive, we care about that because you can't go anywhere else. You can only work with that one company. And we only care about that if they're doing a crappy job. Most of the time, you've never worked with this company before. And so they're saying, hey, sign the contract. We're going to represent you. You can't go anywhere else. They're making you all these promises, and you don't know if they're going to keep them. So typically with new relationships, I'm very much more leaning towards non-exclusive. A lot of them don't want to do that. But nonetheless, if you do non-exclusive, it just gives you the right to take songs elsewhere. And let me give you a little pro tip, okay? When it comes to doing these deals, whenever you can do non-exclusive, great. If you have to do exclusive, say it's only the songs I give to you. Okay, so it's not my entire catalog. It's only the songs I give to you. Moving on. The types of publishing deals, you have collection deals, you have admin deals. So admin deals typically they are administering your rights. There are no advances. They issue licenses. They help you get sync licensing. That's all great. Collection deals, pretty simple. They're just going to collect your royalties. Okay, so they're going to register your music on the applicable performance rights organization website. I'm going to show you how to do this yourself or where to do it. But, and they'll take a fee. And same with the admin deals. They might take as little as, let's say, 15%, but I've seen some pretty aggressive deals where they're still taking, let's say, 50%. And then another common, and probably the most common, is a co-publishing deal. This one matters because typically they're coming in and they're going to wave an advance in your face and say, let's, $50,000, $100,000 as a signing bonus. But the trade-off is that you are giving co-ownership in your publishing. Okay. So I was reviewing one of these co-publishing deals earlier this week. And one thing that stood out to me is that they were taking 50% ownership in perpetuity. Okay. For all the music and all the things that happened during the very long relationship that was going to be between the parties. and they were giving no advance. They were actually making no promises of what they were going to do. So these are the kinds of things you need to keep in mind, especially if you're going to do a co-publishing agreement. So, do you need a publisher? My question is always going to be, what does the contract say? What are they offering to do for you? Because the reason why I just laid it out is that anywhere along the line here, the publisher can collect monies on your behalf and just do for you what you could do for yourself. And they might be taking 50%, they might take 25%. And so it's whether that makes sense or whether you should literally just go and register your music on the applicable platforms. So then let's go to what is that and where is that? Register your music, okay? If you want to make sure that you are collecting all of your publishing income, you don't have to get a publisher. You can collect your publishing income. The way you do that is you register your music, if you're in the United States, on BMI or ASCAP. These are the performance rights organizations in the United States, and outside of the United States, there are different entities. You just do, a search. But what I do is I do BMI, and then I also register the music on Songtrust, because Songtrust collects via the entities outside of the United States. Okay? And then lastly, if you are in the United States, the Mechanical Licensing Collective. These are the 3 platforms you're going to take your music to and you're going to register. And the great news is that it's not super complicated. And you can find all kinds of tutorials on how to register your music if you don't know how. But this is essentially what an administrator or a publisher is offering to do for you. Okay, and I want you to be clear about this. The far majority of independent publishers are just going to go and register your music and they'll collect the revenues, take their share, and pay you the rest. So my question is, if that's the case, why wouldn't you just go and collect your own publishing? Because you don't have to set up your own publishing company to collect your publishing income. That's the beautiful thing about how this works. Now, pros and why we might want to still sign with a publisher. Maybe they're a big name. Some of these companies can get you in with other artists and songwriters and to do collaborations, and then they're going to, work really hard to get your music into sync or get them, placed. So all of that kind of goes into your consideration on whether you're going to do this. And the answer to should you sign your publishing, I'm usually tending to lean towards no, right? Because it doesn't make sense giving up ownership, giving up rights. So exercise a little of these pro tips. If you are going to do the deal, try to do non-exclusive. If you are going to do exclusive, make sure you can take new music elsewhere. It's not just necessarily with this company forever and ever. And make sure you're clear about, are they taking ownership of your copyright, whether it's 50% or any other percent, or are they just going to collect revenue for you during the term of the agreement? All right, I hope you guys found that helpful. Leave your comments down below if you want to learn more and to get help. I have a free contracts PDF. So when you are looking at your publishing agreement, you can negotiate it like a real attorney. So make sure you check that out. It's on topmusicattorney.com. And I'm sure I'll link it down below as well. All right. So did I stick? No, I didn't. I'm so, this is terrible. I didn't do the 5 minutes, guys. That was like 9 minutes. All right. It's all right. This was just the first run. I have so much I want to share. I just want to teach you guys all the things and I want you to be amazing. So I at least cut it down a little bit. We'll try again next week. 5 minutes is the goal. Today was no good. We got to, we did 9 minutes. All right. So with that all being said, we're going to watch the music video, Something in the Way, one more time because we're having so much fun with that song and video, and why not? We're also trying some new content. If you follow on Top Music Attorney, we're trying to kind of find celebrities saying some of the stuff that we really preach about staying independent, doing stuff yourself. And so we're starting to roll that out as of today. So definitely be following Top Music Attorney. All social media platforms are fabulous, but we're definitely the most active on Instagram for some of more of my music things. You can follow Miss Krystle. Let me go back. 9 minutes worth of gems. Thank you. You make me feel better about my failures. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Good, good. Hopefully you guys learned some stuff. I'll just tell my editor, I'm like, cut it down. Just cut out the whole segment on Co-publishing deals. All right, we're gonna watch a video. I'll be in the chat having a little conversation with you guys. I'm very excited that you could be here. We're continuing to figure out what time we're doing the live stream, and this seems to be where we keep landing. So hopefully this will continue to be the case. Either way, follow. Love your faces, and I'll see you on the next one. Hit it, Mr. Producer.